When you make a post on a social media platform and the content of that post contains links, you see the links styled differently from the rest of the text in that post. For example, on the screen, you can see this post I made on Twitter. For this post, I wrote, "Hi, good morning, my website is dillionmegida.com, and you can also find me on YouTube. Here, I paste my YouTube link, and I say thank you." And as you can see in the text, dillionmegida.com and the YouTube link are styled differently from the rest of the text. And that is not all. When you click on dillionmegida.com, it takes you to dillionmegida.com. If you click on the YouTube link, it takes you to the YouTube link. But if you click on the rest of the text, nothing happens. So how can you do something like this in your project? In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace links in a string using JavaScript. To achieve replacement of links in strings, one approach we can use is the string.replace method in JavaScript. This method allows you to replace substrings in a string with new characters, and the method would return the new string which contains the replacement. The syntax of this method is you have replace, and then you have the target, which is the substring that you want to replace, and then you have the replacement, which is what you want to use to replace the target. And this target can either be a string or a regular expression, and this replacement can either be a string or a callback function. Let's briefly look at a simple example. So this is an example I just pasted. We have I love JavaScript here, which is assigned to this str variable, and by calling the replace method on this str variable, we replace JavaScript, which is the target, with our replacement Python. And here I'm console logging it. So if I come here and I run this file, you see here we have I love Python. Now let's look at another example with regular expressions. I've just pasted this example here. You can see the str variable has her passwords are a couple of numbers, a couple of numbers, and a couple of numbers. And we have a regular expression which matches numbers using the D meta character here and the plus quantifier to match one or more. And in our updated string now we have str.replace, and then we pass the regular expression, and then we pass the replacement. If I come here and I run this file, you can now see we have her passwords are, and all the numbers have been replaced with asterisks. Now instead of using this string here, we can also use a callback function which will give us access to the matched numbers. So I'm going to comment this part here, and I'm going to paste this part here. Using the string and replace, we have our target, which is still this regular expression, but now we have a callback function, and this callback function receives the matched substring, and from that matched substring we can get the first character, we can get the last character, and then we can return this dynamic replacement. So if I come here now and I run this, you can see it says her passwords are 3, which is the first here, asterisk asterisk asterisk, then 3, which is the last 3 here. Same thing for 9 and 3, 9 and 3, and same thing for 8 and 9, 8 and 9. So now how do we apply this to links in a string? Well, then we can update our regular expression. I'm going to comment all of this part here, and then I'm going to paste this string here. So this string is hi, good morning, my website is this. This is exactly what I posted on Twitter. And then we can have our regular expression. I'm going to call this link regex, and I'm going to paste this regex here. Now explaining how this regular expression works in depth is beyond the scope of this video, but just to give you an idea, this regular expression would match substrings that maybe has HTTPS and then has www and then has some characters followed by full stop followed by some other characters. So this regular expression would match HTTPS, google.com, it will match google.io, it will match www.google.com, it will also match something like google.wrong. So I'm just going to use this basic regular expression here, even if it's not perfect. I'll just use it for this video, but you can improve it to something better. So I'm going to just take that part out. Then I can have my replacer function. This replacer function has the matched substring. Here I can have a variable called with protocol, and with protocol I'll first assign the value of match to it. Then I would say if the with protocol does not start with HTTP, maybe for example this does not start with HTTP, then I'm going to add HTTP to the domain. So I'll say with protocol, then HTTP, and I'll just add it to the matched argument, which is the matched substring. Now for the new string I'm going to return an anchor link. So here I'll have new string. I'll use a backtick because I want to put the string on multi-line. So this will have the opening anchor tag. I'm also going to give this a class so that I can style it in my CSS. I'll call this text link. Then I have href, which is the destination of the link, and for this destination I'm going to add the with protocol variable. So in this anchor tag I'm going to have the match substring. So if this substring is matched, then this will be the child of this anchor element here. In the case where this other part is matched, then this is going to be the matched substring here. Then I can come down here and I can close the anchor tag, and from this replacer function I'm just going to return the new string. So what can I do now? I can come here and I can say const updated string, and then I'm going to call this string str.replace. What is the target? The target is this regular expression here. So I'll have link regex. And what is the replacement? The replacement is this callback function. So I'll pass replacer here. Now if I come here and I console.log updated str and I come here and I run this file, you can see it now has hi good morning, my website is Dillion Megida has now been replaced with this whole anchor link from that point to this point, and then this second part, which is also a substring that our regular expression matched, has now been replaced with this part. So now let us add this to the DOM to ensure that everything works correctly. So I have this simple HTML file. This simple HTML file has a form, it has text area, and it has button of submit, and then it has this div of output. And here I referenced the test.js JavaScript file, and it also has some CSS here where I style the form, I style the text area, I style the button, and I also style the output. And this is the result here. Now I can come back to my test.js, and below here I'm just going to paste this code here, and what this code does is that it gets the form element by the ID of input form, it gets the output by the ID of output, and when the form is submitted, adding an event list now of submit, then we get the input element, and the value of that input we put it in the output element. Now if I come here and I refresh, if I type hello and I press post, you can see here now shows hello. Now let's say I come here and I copy this string here and I paste it here. If I press post, you can see the string comes here and then our links are not yet replaced. So what can I do now? In this place where I assign this value, I can instead do input.value.replace. And what do I want to replace? I'll pass the link regex here, and then I pass the replacer function which we have above. If I come here and I refresh and I paste this string again, oops, I copied the wrong thing. I'll come back here. If I copy this, if I come here now and I replace that here and I press post, now you see what happens. It says, hi, good morning, my website is, this has now been replaced with an anchor link. And you can also find me here on YouTube. This has been replaced with an anchor link. So if I come here and I click dillionmegida.com now, you see it takes me to dillionmegida.com. If I go back, if I post this again, if I press here now, you see it takes me to my YouTube channel. So what do you notice here? This string that we pass here, on pressing post, that string is processed and the links are extracted from it and replaced with anchor tags, and these anchor tags have behaviors where you click it and it navigates you somewhere, and you can also style it. So if I come to test.css here now and I come here and I say text link, and maybe I give this a color of orange. If I come back here and I refresh and I paste my text again and I press post, you can see these links in this string are now styled differently. So this is similar to how social media platforms do it. They may be doing it differently with some other programming language, but as I've shown you in this video, this is how you can use JavaScript, specifically the string.replace method, applying regular expressions and applying a callback function to replace the links in a string with anchor elements which you can style differently and which when clicked would navigate users to the right destination. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, and also subscribe for more JavaScript concepts like this, which I'll be simplifying on my channel.